이게 여기 화질이 확 떨어져 버려요. 이쪽으로. 구글에서 유튜브로 가니까 크게 많이 떨어지는 건 아니고 이대로 해갖고 라이브 방송을 라이브 설정됐다. 유튜브로 바로 들어가죠. 줌으로. 이미 설정을 해놨는데. 예. 영혼이 왜 안 들어오는 거야? 카메라 예. 이거 저리 나가야 돼? 아니 저쪽으로 보여요. 지금 여기 들어오는 거 한번 좀. 예, 그래. 감기 들었는가 봐. 아니 요게 마이크가 나. 마이크 요 마이크 하나 더 있을 건데. 요 있습니다. 저거 좀 마이크 켜줘 주시고. 켜져 있습니까? 약하게 들어갔어. 저거 좀 마이크 켜줘. 됐습니다. 예. 켜져 있습니까? 약하게 들어. 이러니 꼼짝 말았죠. 저거 좀 마이크 켜줘. 됐습니다. 예. 켜져 있습니까? 약하게 최고의 방송 때문에 지금 하시고 계십니다. 이런 빨리 따라잡았습니다. 약하게 최고의 방송 때문에 이걸 이쪽으로 씌워주는 게 선이 빨리 따라잡았습니다.
हेलो जितने भी लोग यहाँ पर बैठे हुए हैं मेरा निवेदन है और बहुत ही शालीनता के साथ ना आप बात करिए और ना आप किसी को डिस्टर्ब करिए। बहुत सारी कंप्लेन ये आ रही है कि कुछ लोग सीरियस हैं, कुछ लोग नॉन सीरियस हैं, जो सीरियस वालों को डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं। तो प्लीज ना दूसरों को डिस्टर्ब ना करिए। और हाँ, अगर आपको किसी को भी लगता है कि मेरे बाजू वाला मुझे परेशान कर रहा है, खड़ा होकर वो बोल दे कि ये मुझे परेशान कर रहा है या ये बात कर रहे हैं। ये नहीं बट विजिलेंस का काम करिए आप लोग, विसल ब्लोअर का काम करिए आप लोग। और हाँ, अगर आपको किसी को भी लगता है कि मेरे बाजू वाला मुझे परेशान कर रहा है, खड़ा हो। और जो ग्रुप में हंसता है ना, तो आगे पीछे वाली
인터넷 되고
ग्रुप को बताइए
전기 받쳐주니까 이게 가능해지니까 장비들이 다 있고 하니까.
इंडिविजुअलिटी को फॉलो करते हुए एक दूसरे का
이것처럼 저렇게 플렉서블한 LED가 있으면 좋은데 장비들이 다 있고 하니까. 이것처럼 저렇게 플렉서블한 LED가 있으면 좋은데. What is my idea? Like this? Yeah. Then you see, is I think it's more better. Yeah. Yeah. Here. Yeah. I think it's more better. 플렉서블한 LED가 있으면 좋은데. What is my idea? Like this? Yeah. Then you see, I think it's more better. Yeah. Yeah. Here. I think it's more better. LED가 있으면 좋은데. What is my idea? Like this? Yeah. Then you see, I think it's more better. Yeah. Here. I think it's more better. LED가 있으면 좋은데. What is my idea? Like this? Yeah. Then you see, I think it's more better. Yeah. I think it's more better. LED가 있으면 What is my idea? Like this? Yeah. Then you see, I think it's more better. Yeah. I think
जब तक लोग होता है मैं गलत बात किसी को आप लोगों को दे देता हूँ
What is my idea?
आज कल इतना बोलने के बाद भी आप इतना गंदा बोल रहे हैं आगे सिर्फ ये बोले मेडिटेशन में फ्लो में हमें सिर्फ डायरेक्ट बनाना है यही हमारे लिए एक एग्जांपल सेट कर देंगे ये बात है तो इतना बोलने के बाद भी वही अपने रूम में बात जाइए किसी को बहुत ज्यादा तकलीफ है और डायबिटीज हार्ट अटैक वगैरह जो भी आ रहा है ये फ्लो में बैठे हम सॉल्व करेंगे रूम में मत जाइए बोलने के बाद भी वही अपने रूम में बात जाइए किसी को बहुत ज्यादा तकलीफ है और धीरे धीरे पूरा छठवें दिन में एंटर कर रहे हैं एक फ्लोर पे बैठने हुए नहीं मत जाइए आज की बात कर रही है रूम में मत जाइए बात कर रही है हाँ तो धीरे धीरे हम छठवें दिन में एंटर कर रहे हैं पूरा छठवें लाइफ से बहुत कर रहे हैं एक फ्लोर पे बैठने हुए नहीं मत जाइए आज की बात कर रही है रूम में मत जाइए बात कर रही है हाँ तो धीरे धीरे हम छठवें दिन में एंटर कर रहे हैं पूरा छठवें लाइफ से बहुत कर रहे हैं 개소리 들립니까?
예, 스님, 안녕하세요.
한참 바쁜데 또 오신 거 아닙니까? 학회는 다 끝났습니까?
학교는 수업은 오늘은 없었고요.
예.
강의는 아직까지 7월 중순까지는 계속될 것 같습니다.
안녕하세요. 한참 바쁜데 또 오신 거 아닙니까? 학회는 다 끝났습니까?
학교는 수업은 오늘은 없었고요. 강의는 아직까지 7월 중순까지는 계속될 것 같습니다.
자, 지금 우리가 그 법당 앞에 야외에 앉아 있습니다.
그렇네요. 자, 보기 참 좋습니다.
어디 요거 저 공유를 누지라 드려야 될까요?
공유를 저도 할 수 있도록 이렇게 좀 열어줘야 됩니다.
법당 앞에 야외에 앉아 있습니다. 공유 지금 했습니다. 어디 요거 저 공유를 누지라 드려야 될까요?
저도 할 수 있도록 이렇게 좀 열어줘야 됩니다.
다 열었습니다.
공유한 거 파일 보이죠?
시니어. 자, 그러면 진행할까요? 조금만 계시랍니다.
알겠습니다.
이어폰 맞죠? 이어폰. 근데 그게 마이크는 안 되는 것 같던데. 마이크는 안 되고. 된다 켜던데 안 되더라.
마이크가 된다고.
예? 잠시만요.
알겠습니다, 스님.
대표보님 와서 인사하시죠. 요 카메라 앞에 가서 인사하십니다.
수진행 법원에
그래도 우리가 이런 데서 멤버로 만나면은 거의 다
이만큼 오시면은 아주 좋습니다. 이만큼 오시면 좋습니다. 아니야, 이쪽으로.
지금 스피커를 좀 위치를 잡아주고 하겠습니다.
예, 예. 저기 요즘 아까 보니까 비가 오는 것 같던데 지금 날씨가 좀 어떻습니까?
어, 위치. 요 이어폰을 켜니까 동원 부모님 소리가 요리를 안 들어오는데.
이쪽으로요.
이어폰을 옆이니까 여기서는 안 들어오는 거지. 예. 그러지 않으면 그걸 스피커에다 연결하셔야 되는데. 저기서는 연결 안 됩니까?
여기서는 소리가 없습니다. 저거는
소리가.
영상만 주는 겁니다.
그러면 이게 영상만 주고.
예.
그 소리는? 그럼 여기서 다음에 할 적에도 이어폰을 요리 연결해 가지고 HDMI 쪽에서도 안 됩니까?
저 기계가 안 받아줘.
저 기계가. 그럼 다음에 왜 합니까?
별도로 준비돼요.
안 됩니까?
안 돼. 저 기계가 안 받아줘.
저 기계가. 그럼 다음에 왜 합니까? 이제 잘 나오네.
별도로 준비돼요.
안 됩니까? 자, 동원분들이 이제 저 마이크 시스템 다 완성했습니다.
별도로 준비돼요.
자, 동원분들이 이제 저 마이크 시스템 다 완성했습니다.
예, 예.
마이크 너무 가까이 와서 너무 시끄러운데.
예, 예. 그런데 그쪽에 소리가 너무 크게 이쪽에 웅웅대면서 들리거든요.
예,
괜찮은가
그렇죠.
모르겠습니다.
지금 예. 잠시만요.
마이크가 여기로 들어가네요. 저
마이크가.
스피커 소리가.
그 너무 웅웅댄다는데. 그럼 요 마이크를 만약에 어떻게 하면 할 수 있는 방법이?
요 마이크.
저쪽에 갖다 놓은.
요 소리는 지금 우리가 질문할 때 들어가야
예, 예.
되는.
지금은
예.
좋습니다. 지금
저 강의할 적엔 저서 소리가 들어올 거잖아요. 그럼 여기서 뭐 상관없고. 근데 저쪽에서 너무 시끄럽다는데.
지금은 괜찮습니다.
마이크를
지금은 괜찮습니까?
요 소리가 적게 들어오니까 괜찮죠. 그 마이크를 저쪽에 다른 데 갖다 놓고 질문할 때 나도 따로 하면 되고.
예, 예. 지금은 소리가 깨끗하게 잘 들리고 있습니다. 그쪽의 소리가. 예.
이 소리는 어떻습니까? 너무 이 소리는 들리니까
예, 예. 지금은 약간 울리긴 하는데 괜찮습니다.
괜찮습니까?
그럼 요걸 저 만약 동원법원님 저 화면 전체를 다 키우려고 뭐 화면을
뒤에
발표자만.
예, 그렇게 하면 되고.
오케이. 자, 그러면 시작합시다.
예, 예.
자, 그러면
시작하도록-
시작하실까요?
예, 예. 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
어제
아,
소개를 그냥 본인이 직접 하실랍니까?
스님이 하세요. 예,
자, 그러면 시작하실까요?
예, 예. 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
예.
자,
소개를 그냥 본인이 직접 하실랍니까?
스님이 하세요. 예.
자, 동원문일수입니다. 저 선생님 좀. 동원 무질서입니다. 동원
소리가 다 들어가는.
예, 이게 다 들어가는 거 아닙니까?
이거는 최대한 줄여가지고
줄일 수 있는 방법이 있나? 만약 꺼버리면
꺼버리면 안 되고.
꺼버리면 안 되고. 오케이. 예. 일단 저쪽으로 갖다 놓으시죠. 자, 예, 이게 빨리 지나가겠습니다. 동원 무질서 교수입니다.
시간 저쪽 방송이니까.
오케이. 일단 저쪽으로 가자. 자,
ये प्रोफेसर इस शुभन है ये मेडिकल यूनिवर्सिटी के मेडिकल डिपार्टमेंट के डोगू यूनिवर्सिटी के प्रोफेसर हैं न्यूरोलॉजी के प्रोफेसर हैं
전공은 내과입니다.
इनका मेजर है ब्रेन साइंस में
공부는 미국에서 미국과 캐나다에서 공부를 했어요.
इन्होंने अपनी पढ़ाई यूनाइटेड स्टेट और कनाडा में पूरी की
올해 내년에 정년 퇴직을 하고 현재는 우리 학술원의 원장이 있습니다.
He will resign next year, and now he is the president of Sati research.
इन्होंने अपने प्रोफेसर पद से रेजिग्नेशन दे दिया है अब ये सभी स्कूल में लोगों को अपनी जानकारी देते हैं शिक्षा प्रदान करते हैं
내년부터는 직접 참여를 해서 강의를 할 겁니다.
From next year, he'll join. From next year, he will join the workshop in person.
अगले साल से यह भारत में हो रहे वर्कशॉप में अपनी संवेदना करेंगे
2020년 1월달 1회 때는 직접 와서 강의를 했습니다.
So he participated in person in 2020 January.
예.
इन्होंने
저는 2021, 2020,
2020 के जनवरी में इन्होंने यहाँ के वर्कशॉप में भागीदार हुए थे
그리고 그때 이후로 제가 특별히 부탁을 했습니다.
In person, but he asked me especially to join.
तब से लेकर आज तक ये कई बार यहाँ पर आते रहते हैं और इन्होंने अतिरिक्त से आज्ञा ली कि इस सेशन को ज्वाइन करें
여러분도 잘 알다시피 뇌과학이나 신경과학자들은 뇌과학이나 신경과학의 입장에서 마음을 이해를 합니다.
So if you know, the scientists in the field of brain science and neuroscience, they understand mind in their terms.
जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि ब्रेन साइंस के वैज्ञानिक और रिसर्चर उन्हें ब्रेन के बारे में ज्यादा जानकारी रहती है
수행자들은 수행의 입장에서 마음을 이해를 합니다.
Meditation practitioners understand mind as a subject of practice.
मेडिटेशन करने वालों के लिए माइंड एक विषय वस्तु है जिसके लिए मेडिटेट किया जाता है
그러나 여러분도 잘 알다시피 브레인 사이언스나 뉴로 사이언스나 또는 메디테이션은 밀접하게 연관을 가지고 있습니다.
However, brain science, neuroscience, and meditation are closely intertwined.
क्योंकि ब्रेन साइंस और न्यूरो साइंस मेडिटेशन करने वालों के लिए काफी नजदीक है जो आधुनिक शिक्षा है और मेडिटेशन जो प्रैक्टिस करते हैं उनके लिए
그래서 현실적으로 수행자들이 브레인 사이언스나 뉴로 사이언스를 공부한다는 것이 좀 불가능합니다.
However, in reality, in reality, They are difficult or difficult situations probably bring fun in the science.
प्रैक्टिस में अगर सही अगर सरलता देखा जाए तो एक मेडिटेशन प्रैक्टिस करने वाले के लिए ब्रेन साइंस और न्यूरो साइंस के बारे में जानना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है.
그래서 오히려 브레인 사이언스나 뉴로사이언스 학자들이 수행을 해서 그 브레인 사이언스의 언어로 마음을 설명을 하는 게 훨씬 좋을 거라고 했습니다.
So it is better for working with scholars in
이 수행을
it is much better for brain scientists in practice and explain in what they learned in their origins.
सामान्य आदमी की दुनिया में एक ब्रेन साइंटिस्ट और न्यूरो साइंटिस्ट अगर मेडिटेशन का प्रैक्टिस करे और अपने अनुभव के बारे में बताए तो ज्यादा से तरीके से समझना आसान हो जाए.
그래서 지난 5년 동안 하루에 어떤 때는 5시간씩, 어떤 때는 2시간, 3시간씩 매일 수행을 해왔습니다.
So over the past 5 years, he's been practicing meditation, sometimes 5 hours to 2 hours a day, every day he practices.
पिछले 5 साल से लगातार ये मेडिटेशन की प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं. लगभग दिन में 5 घंटे 2 घंटे और हर दिन ये मेडिटेशन की प्रैक्टिस करते हैं.
그래서 현재는 책을 4권을 저술을 했고 한국에서 많은 상을 받았습니다.
Right now, he has published 4 books and was awarded with many prizes.
इन्होंने अभी तक 4 किताबें पब्लिश की हैं जो कई प्रतिष्ठित अवार्ड जिन्हें मिल चुका है.
아마 앞으로 브레인 사이언스나 맹상 분야에서 노벨상이 나오면 아마 이분이 가장 유력할 겁니다.
He is the most promising Nobel laureate in the field of science.
ब्रेन साइंस के क्षेत्र में नोबेल अवार्ड के लिए सबसे प्रसिद्ध व्यक्ति हैं ये.
자, 그러면 지금부터 강의를 시작하겠습니다.
Let's listen to his lecture.
चलिए उनके लेक्चर
차를
네.
요 소리를 우리가 듣는 소리를 조금 한
मैं
5초 정도 크게 듣는 걸로 하겠습니다. 그럼 잠시 기다려 주십시오. 제가 차를
네.
소리를 우리가 듣는 소리를 조금
예. 제 목소리 깨끗하게 잘 들리죠? 예. 예. May I start? 제 목소리 깨끗하게 잘 들리죠?
예, 아주 좋습니다.
Yeah. Hi there. I'm Il-soo Moon. I'm here in Gyeongju, Korea, and I'm very thankful to Buddha Bante for nice and very detailed introduction. Yeah. Hi there. I'm Il-soo Moon. I'm here in Gyeongju, Korea, and I'm very thankful to
Hello.
Buddha Bante for nice and very detailed introduction. Yeah. Hi there. I'm Il-soo Moon. I'm here in Korea, and I'm very
Hello.
Yeah. Hey. Hi there. Introduction. Yeah. Hi there.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey. Hi there. Yeah.
문 교수님,
Yeah.
지금 시스템이 조금 양쪽으로 겹쳐서
Hey. Hi there.
이 시차를 좀 잡아야 될 것 같은데요.
아, 그렇네요. 뭐 제가 했던 얘기가 2번씩 막 들리고 그렇네요.
그렇죠?
예.
시스템이 조금 양쪽으로 이게 소리가 일로 들어갔다가 같이 믹스가 되고 있어요.
뭐 제가 했던 얘기가 2번씩 막
아.
들리고 그렇네요.
시차가 있어서 이 인터넷이 오는 시차가 있어서 음 이게 소리가 일로 들어갔다가 같이
그럼 아니면은 통역하지 말고 그냥 그대로 해버리지.
문 교수님
예, 예.
이쪽에서는 그냥 통역 없이 문 교수님 소리를 그대로 전달하는 걸로 하면 어떨까 싶은데요.
예, 그냥 그 계속 제가 영어로 그럼 계속 할까요?
예, 그렇게 하시죠.
예, 예, 예.
아니요. 이 마이크 소리가 그대로 들어가니까는 그렇습니다.
예,
이쪽으로 다시.
그냥 계속 제가 영어로 그럼 계속 할까요?
예, 그렇게 하십시오. 그렇게 하시죠.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm talk on the mind space and the Sati art. I will continue in English without translation. I'll talk in two parts. The first part is the mind space brain science, and the second part, the Sati art brain science. And first part, we all have a mind, and the mind appears in a virtual mind space, and that virtual mind space is subjectively created, and others do not really know my mind space. So, my mind space is my very personal, my own virtual space. Nobody knows really about my mind space. And that mind space, this mind space is created by brain activity. When you see some object, the object is out there. It is out there. It does not come into my brain. Instead, the object, outside object is sensed, detected by sensory device, which is here eye. And the eye transduces the image of the object into neural activity. And that neural activity stimulates brain. And the brain, in the brain, there are neural circuits, and that complex neural circuits are activated. And that brain activity produces, elicits the mind space. And so in my mind space, the image of the object appears, not the real object. Yeah, the real object is out there, but the image of that object appears in my mind space, and that image is produced, elicited by the brain activity. And this is a virtual space, not real space. Let's see how brain activity produces mind. Here, a mouse just passes the small wood stick. And now see what happens. The mouse attack the small wood stick. Now the mouse again attack the small cat, which is not actually very interested of him. But here the mouse attacks on the small cat. Let's see
문
again.
교수님,
Yeah, yeah.
지금 이게 계속 더블로 되는 바람에 이게 첫 진행이 좀 원활하지 못했습니다. 죄송합니다. 지금 다시 처음부터 해주시면 안 될까 하는 요청이 있어서요.
예, 예. 처음부터 가겠습니다.
죄송합니다.
아닙니다, 스님. 그래도, 줌이라는 이런 어, 그 소통 수단이 있으니까 얼마나 좋습니까? 제가 여기서, it's actually very lucky to have such a communication system like this Zoom, so that I can talk from here in Korea to Buddha. Yeah, I'm talking about the brain science of mind space. We all have mind. That mind is in the virtual space. When we see something, it appears uh, in my mind space. That mind space is virtual, and that mind space is my very own subjective one. Nobody others actually do not really know my mind space. So my mind space is very subjective. Nobody really know what happens in my mind space. And that mind space is created through the brain activity. When we see some object, that object does not come into my brain. Instead, the image of the object come into my brain. And that incoming input is through the sensory device, here eye. And the eye transduces the actual subject into images. And that image is again transduced into neural electricity. And the eye sends neural electricity to brain. And in the brain, there are very complex neural circuits. That activity of neural circuits, the activity of brain elicits, produces mind. And this mind is subjectively created, and nobody actually really know what happens in my brain. Only I know subjectively. Let's see how a brain activity produces mind. Here is a mouse, and the mouse experimentally it is the laser beam. Laser beam will activate a mouse a local site of mouse, which is actually specifically called amygdala. Amygdala is the center of emotion center. So it produces various kind of emotions. Let's see how activation of amygdala produces the mind, the emotion of this mice. Now the laser is off. See what happens. It just passes. It passes. He has no interest in this wood stick. Now, see, the laser is on. Laser is on. It means that the amygdala of this mouse is activated. When amygdala is activated, the mouse shows an aggressiveness or anger. This mouse also attack on small cat. when the amygdala is not activated, he has no interest in this small cat. But when the mouse amygdala is activated, the aggressiveness or anger anger comes. So let's see again. When the amygdala is not activated, it has no interest, no aggressiveness mind appears. But when the laser is on, see on, laser is on. On means that the amygdala is activated. When the amygdala of the brain is activated, the mind aggressive mind appears. See? Usually this mouse does not attack the small cat, but when artificially activated the amygdala, this mouse elicits the aggressiveness mind and then attack on the small cat. So it means that the aggressiveness or anger is elicited, produced through the activation of amygdala. Here's the model of mouse brain. This is the nose brain. Amygdala is here. When this amygdala is activated by laser beam, the aggressiveness mind elicited. So the aggressiveness or anger is a kind of emotion. The emotion is a kind of mind. Emotion is a kind of mental phenomena. The mental phenomena such as sensation, perception, thinking, remembering, reasoning, and desiring, emotion, and motivation, all these kind of mental phenomena are mind. So mind is not a single entity. Mind is very diverse, manifested in very diverse many diverse aspect. So one of the aspect of the mind is emotion. In this experiment, the emotion, the anger is elicited, produced by the activation of amygdala. So it means, it says that mind is produced by the activation of brain. So here, the angry, we say somebody is angry. So this is very abstractive term, angry or sad or happy. Such terms are very abstractive. But when we can say that instead of he is angry, we can say his amygdala is activated. We don't say like this. Instead, we say simply he is angry. But the angry, this subjective, this abstractive term, language is actually the activation of amygdala. Let's take an example again one more time. Here, these people are walking. We say they are walking. they are walking. But actually, the walking is putting legs forward alternatively. So instead of saying they are walking, we can say that they are putting legs forward alternatively. Yeah. Because this phrase is cumbersome, we coin a short term walking. Let's see this. The racing car runs very fast. So we say the car races very fast. But actually, the race very fast means the car's wheel turns very fast. Instead of saying that the car races very fast, we may say that the car's wheel turns very fast. So the abstractive term can be expressed in very real terms. The same, the mind is very abstractive term, but the abstractive term can be expressed, can be reduced into very materializing term. Instead of saying mind, for example, angry, we can say in terms of material activity. Instead of saying angry, we can say his amygdala is activated. The mind is defined very complex terms. As I told before, the mind is complex mental phenomena, such as like all these. So mind phenomena is brain activity. And so I define mind as mind is just brain activities. Instead of saying the mind is sensation, perception, thinking, reasoning, memory, belief, such and such, blah, blah, blah. Instead of defining the mind such as this long sentence, I would define mind is just brain activity. All the phenomena elicited by mind is mind. Elicited by brain is mind. So the immaterial concept, mind is expressed or reduced into material things, material entity. So the mind space is the activity of brain, more specifically, the activity of neural circuits. When the neural circuits in the brain are activated, the mind emerges. The mind emerges through the activity of the brain. Is my speaking clear? Can you hear my my talk clearly? 제가 설명하는 거 잘 들리십니까?
예, 잘 들립니다.
예, 예. Good. So the immaterial abstractive mind can be expressed, translated into material one. So material mind can be materialized. Yes, mind comes from the activity of the brain. I said that the mind comes from the activity of the brain. Then we need to know what is the brain activity. Yeah. Let's see the human brain, our brain. Yeah, this is a continuous image of our brain. This is CT image of our brain, uh, healthy brain. But when this brain damages and the brain cells are dead, the brain shrink, and then the mind is damaged, and Alzheimer's mind appears. Okay. Let's see the actual brain.
Monica?
Yeah, this is our brain. Cerebrum. Here, cerebrum. Now, let's see inside of the brain. Inside of the brain. Here is the hippocampus. Hippocampus. Is thalamus. The cerebral cortex. This is the hippocampus. Hippocampus here. Yeah. This is hippocampus. Yeah. These are the neurons. Now you see the a process called axon is growing out to connect to other neuron. Yeah, the axon, the one of the process, one of the branch of the neuron called termed axon grow out and connect to other neuron. Yeah, you see one process grows out and connect to other neuron. This is another process grow out and connect to other neuron. You saw a light come run through this, and the light is the neural activity, electricity, about 1.1 volt, 100 millivolt electricity runs through these processes. Yeah. Yeah, this kind of neural electricity running through the neural circuits, neural network occurs in our brain. So our brain is actually a very complex neural circuits, neural network. Through the neural network, the small electricity called action potential, 0.1 volt action potential electricity runs through the neural circuit. That running neural activity produces our mind. So we can say that the mind is the neural activity, the running of the small electricity throughout our neural network. That is mind. Let's see again. The other day, Puttaparabante showed this our ear, how our ear transduces the sound into neural activity. Here, how our eye sensory device produces and send out that neural electricity into brain. In the brain, this neural circuit from one neuron here, from one neuron to another neuron, from this neuron to another neuron. This is a neural circuit. Through the neural circuit, small electricity called action potential runs through the neural circuit. Yeah. So in the brain, the brain is full of this kind of nerve cells, and the nerve cells forms circuits by connecting each other, and through the neural circuits, small electricity called action potential runs, and that running of the small neural electricity produces our mind. Let's see the how Alzheimer disease Alzheimer disease. Yeah, the electricity runs through the neural circuits. This connecting site, one neuron axon comes here, and another process from the other neuron connects through this contact site. This site is called synapse. There are many synapses. The synapse connects each neurons. Synapse. This happens in our brain. The neurons in our brain is produced when we are in our mother's womb, and our neurons in the brain, all of them are produced when we are a fetus, before we born in the mother's womb. And then that neurons produced in our mother's womb stays alive all through our life. Okay, this neuron is not produced when we are born. After we born, the neuron is not produced. The old neurons in our brains are produced before we are born, when we are in mother's womb. So because the neuron lives very long time together with our life, the neuron also ages and damages. And so the neuron, when damages, the neural process are wrinkled. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the damaged neuron are shrinked. Another neuron damaged, they shrinked. This yeah, this kind of neuronal disease, the neuronal shrinkage, make Alzheimer disease. Let's see that how brain activities occurs. I call it the mind firework. Let's see what happens in the brain of the zebrafish and in the brain of this mouse. See the brain activity. It doesn't work here. You saw that here, the mouse brain activity. Yeah, brain is very active. This brain activity produces mind of the mouse. Sorry that this movie doesn't work. So this drawing shows the brain of our brain. This brain is connected with the spinal cord, and the spinal cord send out the branches of the nerve, and the nerve innervates all our body. This is three-dimensional drawing of our brain. Eye here and the eye nerve, and then cerebral cortex. Inside the cerebral cortex, there are very complex structures of the brain. This slide shows the nerve cells of the brain. A single nerve cell shape is shown here. There are 86 billion neurons in the brain. A huge amount of neurons are in our brain. And that neurons connect each other and make neural circuits. Here's the drawing of the schematic drawing of neurons. This we call neural circuits. And neural circuits are shown here. It's very, very complex. And our brain is full of neural circuits. And the adult human brain is about 1.5 kilogram. And there are 86 billion neurons altogether in the brain. In the cerebral cortex, the cortex is the outside the part of the brain. In the cerebral cortex, there is about 15 billion neurons. And one neuron connects to 10,000 other neurons. Say one single neuron connects to 10,000 other neurons at 11 dimensions. So our brain is very complex. Our brain is very complex neural circuits. There are 86 billion, almost 100 billion neurons in our brain. And each single neuron connects to 10,000 other neurons. Imagine how complex that would be. Connect in 11th dimension. We cannot imagine how complex is our brain. And when we connect these circuits in a single line, when we connect these neural circuits in single line, it will be this long. And this long is, the equator is about 40,000 kilometers. Our brain's neural circuits is this long. And the neural circuits, when we connect into one single line, we can make 4.5 times of Earth's equator. Imagine how complex that would be. Very, very, very long neural circuits we have. Each one has such long neural circuits. That long, complex neural circuits produces our mind. So our mind is very, very complex. That's because our neural circuits are very complex. So when the neural circuits of the brain activated, the mind is elicited. And the mind again make new neural circuits. So brain elicits mind, and the mind make the new neural circuits. So mind is when we have a mind, that mind is materialized into neural circuits. We say in scientific jargon that the mind is embodied, materialized, embodied. So mind is embodied into neural circuit. So the neural circuits in the brain is embodied mind. That embodied mind is the memory. So when we have a mind, that mind is memorized through neural circuits. These neural circuits represent the mind. The mind is embodied into my brain circuit. That brain circuits are memory, is another term called anusati. So every moment, because as long as you are alive, you have mind. That mind produces neural circuits. So every moment, we are creating new neural circuits in our brain. Yeah. So our brain, in our brain, new neural circuits are accumulating every moment. Of course, some neural circuits are erased, by forgetting the memory. The new neural circuits are formed in every moment. Unfortunately, the embodied body, the neural circuits are polluted, contaminated by asawa, greed, anger, ignorance. We call these three poisons. The embodied mind is polluted by three poisons. That contamination, pollution, make our mind dirty or unhappy mind, not clean mind. This movie shows the accumulated neural circuits. That neural circuits are our memory. In other terms, it's anusati. That anusati is contaminated by the asawa. So our neural circuits are accumulation of pure images plus the contaminating asawa. This asawa, three poisons make our mind unhappy. So let's consider these green ones are pure image, but the color, other color are the contaminating asawas. The pure images are contaminated or polluted by three poisons. The memory involves in our perception. Without memory, we cannot perceive correctly. Buddha Panteji explained that this memory, anusati, is one of the four basic elements of our mind. That anusati, because the anusati is contaminated, polluted by three poisons, we do not perceive object as it is. Let's see the example of perception. What is this? Can you tell what is this? The audience, I would like to hear from the audience that what would this image is. What is this image? What this image shows? I want hear from the audience. Can you tell? 스님, 누군가가 이게 뭔지 알 수 있는지 한번 물어봐 주세요.
Yeah, it's working. It's working.
It's working. Yeah, okay, yeah. 예, 제가 물어보겠습니다.
예, 예.
Okay.
Three?
Yeah, speak loudly.
Sir, one of the person from audience is saying, it seems like a tree. A dog.
Dog?
Where? Which one?
It's cat.
You want to know about that? It is like that in mid of the picture. It is like dog face. You see, middle.
What is this?
Sir, they are saying cow.
오디언스에서 바로 듣고 싶다.
Lying person.
Okay. Anyway, it's very difficult to figure out what this is. Yeah. But let's see. I show this slide. Is it more evident? What is this?
Lying person taking support of feeling.
뭐라 그래요?
아, 어제 그랬구나.
뭐라 하는데 못 알아듣겠습니다.
Yeah. Then what is this? Now can you see now? Yeah, this is cow. Yeah. This is cow. Yeah. This is cow. Here. Yeah, I hear that somebody tell there's a tree and a dog. Yeah, you are right. It's very great. Here's Dalmatian. Do you see now the Dalmatian? Yeah, this is Dalmatian.
What is it?
Dog. Dog, Dalmatian dog. Okay. Now you can tell that when you see this image, oh, there is a dog, Dalmatian dog. When you see this image, oh, there is a cow. Yeah. How can you tell now that there is a dog and there is a cow? That's because in your brain, you have now a memory of this Dalmatian, memory of this cow. Because you have memory of these images, you can tell immediately that there is a Dalmatian and this is a cow. So the memory is very important in perception. That's why I say here memory intervenes in perception. Without memory, you cannot perceive correctly. So a perception can be completed only when the brain has a stored memory, the anusati, of that object. See, in the mind space, there is a mind mirror, mano, mind mirror. And when a sensory organ contact an object, an pure image appears in the mind mirror. And that pure image is perceived and it appears in our consciousness mind. And we call that a perceived image, sanya or percept. This is vijnana. Vijnana is pure image. Pure image appears on the mano, mind mirror. And that pure image on the mind mirror should be appeared in consciousness. And during this process, anusati intervene. Without this anusati, the correct perception does not appear. Now, just before you experienced this process occurs unconsciously in very fast. So we do not recognize the process of this process, but this process occurs in our brain when we perceive something. Because this process is very fast, we do not realize this process, but this intervening process occurs in our brain when we perceive something. So instead of passively interpreting the object, our brain actively predict what appears on our mind, appear on mind mirror. Actively predict. Without this stored image, we cannot predict. And the appeared image is again memorized super into the anusati. What is this?
Memory.
Yeah, what is this? Is this a dog or a cat?
Dog.
Dog. This is here. It is a dog or cat?
Dog.
I think it is dog.
Yeah, dog.
It is dog.
Yes.
He is my friend, cat. He sticks to me continuously. Always stick to me. Yeah, he is a cat. I name him Sati. Because I remember I have an anusati of this cat. I know this is a Sati cat. So this memory, anusati, is very important when we perceive an object. I have this anusati. So when I see this image, I immediately perceive this as cat, my cat. Yeah, so you can understand now this process. So brain is an active prediction device, not perceive automatically, but actively predict. That's our brain. We need this anusati to perceive some object. So you can figure out the object only when you have a memory of that object. Without that previous memory, it's very difficult to perceive what this object is. So we have various kind of dogs in our as a memory in our brain. Because we have these anusati memories, we can tell, oh, this is the Dalmatia. We can tell this is a Dalmatia. Unfortunately, that anusati is contaminated by asawa. Yeah, this anusati is contaminated by greed, hatred, and ignorance or illusion. So I showed that this green pure image is contaminated or polluted by the colorful pollutions. So I say again that our pure image is colored, contaminated by various kind of pollutions. And then we should, we need to get rid of, remove these pollutions to have a clean mind. Because of this contamination, our mind is polluted. We have unhappy, that kind of a dirty mind, not clean mind. So in the next part, let's see what Sati art is. I said that the mind emerges from neural circuit, and that mind space is subjectively created. Nobody knows my mind space. The object, image of the object appears in my mind space. That in order to perceive that object in my mind mirror, we need to have anusati, memory images. So the brain is an active prediction device. Without anusati, we cannot predict correctly. Yeah, first part over. The second part is short. Let's see the second part. The second part is the brain science of the Sati art. The Sati art, Sati practice. The Sati art strengthens the Sati power. Sati is a tool to strengthen our mind muscle. Sati is often translated as mindfulness, but more correctly, it is noting and knowing your mind, knowing your mind. So this is kind of the mind. Buddhapara Banteji say this is a seventh sense, five sensory organ, sensory, five sensory, and sixth sense is consciousness. Seventh sense is sati. Sati art is kind of mind exercise, brain exercise. Brain exercise is neurobics. My sati art is neurobics. Jogging, aerobic, or lifting weights. This strengthens muscle or cardiopulmonary function. To improve cardiovascular function, we jog, we do aerobics, we lift weights. To improve, strengthen our sati, we do sati art. Sati is a mind. Then the sati must be in the brain. Where would be the sati brain? And more specifically, what would that function? The sati monitors, watches what happens in our brain. All these process in our mind space are watched, monitored by sati. And as I told before, this process occurs unconsciously. We do not consciously know this process, but after this pure image appears in the consciousness, it is called sanya. This sanya is the image consciously appeared in our mind space. Then it comes into our consciousness. This is the sati note, particularly this sanya. Of course, sati monitors all the process, but more specifically, it notes this sanya. Because sati and sanya is in our consciousness, we can control this. That's why we can practice sati. We cannot practice this because this happens in unconsciousness. But this and this it occurs in our consciousness, so we can control or practice. Sati art consciously notes this sanya. In brain science term, let's see what happens. The images are formed on the retina of our brain, and that retina transduces the image into neural activity and send out to the primary visual cortex. And then from here, it processed and it produces 3D images. The outside there is objects are 3Ds forms, and in the brain mind mirror, its 3D images are reconstructed. And when the mano pay attention to this image, this image come into our consciousness, vijnana, and then that I consciousness now become sanya, and the sati pay attention to sanya. This is sati, knowing, paying attention to the sanya appeared in our mind space. We practice this, noticing the sanya again and again. See here, walking sati or breathing sati. We pay attention to our foot or our breath, ana, apana, we notice this. And the sense, the feeling of the foot or breath come into the somatosensory sensing cortex, and then it's captured by mano, and it comes into the vijnana consciousness. And this sanya or vijnana is paid attention. The sati pay attention to this sanya or vijnana. That this is the sati art. When you do the sitting sati art or walking sati art, this kind of brain process occurs. The important point is this. We activate the sati brain again and again and again. So this sati brain, including this consciousness brain and mano brain, all these are called cognitive control network because this brain area performs perception and cognition. So these neural networks are named cognitive control network. Specifically, the neural network name is frontoparietal network area here, this area. So sati art repeatedly activate this sati network. When some neural circuits are activated repeatedly, that network is strengthened. So sati art strengthens sati network. Yeah, this sati art strengthens this sati network. That is important. Breathing is not important. Walking is not important. The important point is activating sati network. By repeatedly activating sati network, we strengthen that sati network. Okay. So here is the sati network. When we do sati art, the sati art repeatedly activates this neural network, sati network. Then the sati network is strengthened. Strengthened means the neurons in this circuit becomes more robust, and the connection between neurons becomes more stronger. This makes stronger sati power. The neuron itself become more robust, and the connection, synapse, become larger and stronger. We call that strengthened synapse. This kind of things make sati power stronger. So the nerves, the neural circuits can be either stronger or weaker. It's changeable. In terms of synapse, the synapse can be larger, become larger or smaller, become stronger or weaker. So the synapse and the neural circuits altogether can be changeable. That changeable character is called plasticity. So the synapse is plastic. The neural circuit itself is plastic. That's called neural plasticity, synaptic plasticity, neural plasticity. Synapse is changeable. Neural circuits are changeable. That's very important because our neural system is changeable. We can change our mind. We can learn a new thing, forget something. When a neural circuit is strengthened, newly formed, we say we have a new memory. New anusati is formed. when we lose neural circuits, we call that is forgetting. So synapse can be strengthened or weakened. When the strengthening occurs in long term, we say that long-term potentiation. In the other way, we say that the long-term depression, that's long-term weakening. When this occurs, the synapse actual size is enlarged or shrunken. Say, see this, it enlarges, it enlarges. But this reverse process also occur. So the neural circuits can be strengthened or weakened. The strengthening is making a new memory, forming a new anusati. Weakening is forgetting. So brain is very dynamic. The neuron and the brain itself is very dynamic. See, this is a neuron, this actual neuron. See, again, that this does not, movie does not work. Okay, this work. Sorry, it doesn't work. Yeah. This is a process of a neuron. And the neuron process have a small spine. This spine is called here process, and this spine appears on that neural process. And this process and the spine are very dynamically changing. See, very dynamically changes the shape, become enlarged or shrunken. See, so the neurons in our brain are very dynamically changing. Why changes? To make new neural circuits or to disconnect the formed neural circuits. So by forming new neural circuits, we are making new memory, new anusati. By disconnecting neural circuits, we lose our memory. So when this synapse becomes weaker, when the weakened synapse persists, then we call that long-term depression. Eventually, the circuit will disappear. Then it's losing a neural circuit. By losing neural circuits of Asawa, we can eliminate Asawa network. We can eliminate Asawa network by this long-term depression. When long-term depression continues, eventually the circuit disappears. That's how we can remove Asawa network. During Sati art, this happens. Asawa network is weakened and eliminated. Sati network is strengthened by Sati art, but Asawa network is weakened. So by eliminating this contaminating Asawa network, Sati art do that. Sati art does that. And by Sati art remove the Asawa network. So Sati art removes this Asawa. By practicing Sati art, we can change our mind from unwholesome suffering to wholesome, sunny happiness, clean mind, tranquil mind. We can make by Sati art this kind of good, happy mind. So Sati art is kind of mind cleaning. Mind is kind of mind ecosystem. So Sati art is the cleaning up the mind ecosystem. So we call mind eco movement. We have here brain and spinal cord, that's central nervous system. And another system we have sympathetic or parasympathetic nerve system. The prefrontal cortex of the brain here is the cognitive control network. Sati circuits are here. See, the meditation, the worldly meditation, the represented by mindfulness based stress reduction, MBSR, is targeting this parasympathetic nerve system, expecting the stress reduction and health improvement. That's the MBSR or the meditation. But the Sati art is targeting the central nervous system, especially the prefrontal cortex Sati circuit. And this Sati arts are targeting this brain circuit, and we are expecting this kind of effect. Strengthening Sati circuit, strengthening mind muscle, strengthening mind elasticity, mind energy, and increasing wisdom. So, summarizing this second talk, I told that the Sati network is cognitive control network. Specifically, the network name is front parietal network. Sati art strengthens this cognitive control network. The Anusati is contaminated with Asawa, and this Asawa can be eliminated, removed by Sati art. Yeah, this is the end of my talk. Thank you very much for listening. 예, 이걸로 제 톡은 마치고요. 혹시 질문 있으면은 Q&A 시간을 갖도록 하겠습니다.
Q&A question. Q&A question. Q&A question.
किसी को भी कोई प्रश्न करना है
마이크가 하나 더 있어요?
First question is, can brain produce something new that hadn't been embedded in mind?
저기 마이크 하나 더. 어디?
Mic is there, mic. Here, here. Here, the mic.
이거.
You use this one. You use this one.
그냥 공격 안 해도 안 되겠어.
네.
됐어.
I have to explain. What is it? Hello, क्या बोला आपने?
First question is, can brain produce something new that hadn't been embedded in mind?
He is asking about that. You ask them directly. Directly.
So, maybe So the first question is, can brain produce something that hadn't been embedded in mind?
Please translate that into English.
The question is,
yeah.
can brain produce something new that hadn't been embedded in mind?
통역 좀 해주세요. 자, 듣기 굉장히 어렵거든요.
소리가 저기에서는 안 들려오거든요. 그러니까는 이렇게 말씀을 해주시면은
통역을 좀.
예, 예.
아니, 이분이 하셔야 되는데.
영어를 한글로 해주셔도 되고
예,
아니면
예. 영어를 제가 좀 알아들을 수 있도록.
영어로 해줘도
네, 그러니까
잉글리시.
아니. 저게 좀, 파우링이 생길 거예요. 그러니까
알겠군요.
영어를 해주시면 민우반대가 통역을 해줘.
그냥 말씀하시면 돼요.
예.
바로 말씀하시면 돼요.
그게 나을 예.
Brain. Something that hadn't been embedded in mind. दिमाग में नहीं पड़ा.
हाँ, समझ सेम मेरा क्वेश्चन भी यही था. Can brain can create new thing which is not in mind, which is not already in mind. New
Can brain
create new thing which is not embedded in mind, which is not placed in mind, never. New thing.
the question of
Can brain produce new thing
produce new thing.
which is not embedded in mind, which is not already in mind.
네, 지금,
말하면 돼요.
네. 교수님 잘 들리십니까?
예, 잘 들립니다.
네, 그 질문이 뭐였냐면, 뇌에서, 마음에서 알지 못하는 것을 새로 생기게 할 수 있는가라는 것이었습니다. 뇌가,
예.
마음이 알지 못하는 것을 생산해낼 수 있는가?
와, 질문이 어려운데 알지 못하는 것을 생산한다는 게 무슨 뜻일까요?
마음에 없는 것, 마음이 알지 못하는 것, 마음에 없는 것을 생각할 수 있냐?
Don't ask too difficult questions. I think that's a good question. We experience many diverse things. All those experiences are stored, memorized in our brain, but we can explicitly remember only part of that stored memory. Most memories are stored unconsciously. So our brain circuits are mostly unconsciousness one. Only part of that circuits are bring up into consciousness. We call that a memory of explicit memory. But other large part of memories are stored unconsciously. We cannot bring them out. Those things are produced unconsciously and stored unconsciously. But those unconsciousness memory affect severely the explicit mind. So our mind is based on affected by the unconsciousness mind. Yeah. Even though we show the some explicit information, but that information, our mind is formulated, produced from the unconsciousness mind. We don't know that unconscious mind, but that's true. Scientifically, that's true. It's very important point. Thank you for asking that.
And question is perceiving important to produce something important? Is perceiving compulsory to produce something out of the mind?
Slow.
Is it actually compulsory to produce something out of mind?
Yeah, I understand.
마음 밖에 있는 것을 강제로 새로 생기게 할 수 있는가? 이렇게 질문을 했습니다.
Because that occurs unconsciously, we cannot control them. I don't know if there is a way to create that kind of mind. Some practice, you may say that some specific practice can produce that kind of mind, but I have no idea of those kind of practice. And it may be possible, but I have no idea, sorry.
As you said, the things are stored in the unconscious mind. So when you give the example of remove the polluted things, how can they? It will remain in the unconscious mind. So if we will remove from that explicit mind, is it right to do with humans, or is it ethical to do with humans?
어떻게 해가지고 pollution 된 마인드를 제거할 수 있느냐 이런 질문인가요?
잘 모르겠습니다. 뭔 소리.
But I did not explain the mechanism of elimination of the pollution. Eliminating how the Sati practice eliminates the contaminated mind. That's very important, but it's very difficult to explain. I have to explain many detailed, deep neuroscience. I think we don't have that much time here, and it's impossible to discuss. Because I showed here my email address. You note this and send email to me. I will answer as much as I can. I know. You memorize, note this my email.
Okay, next question is, as you said, the things are always in their unconscious mind. So, can we say the large scale development like language has always been in the mind, in the unconscious mind, and never been developed or because explored, less explored?
Ready?
As you said, everything is stored in the unconscious mind. So can we say the large scale development like language has always been embedded in our mind?
He's talking about that. If you are saying that everything is stored in unconscious mind, then it is same like that. All language is also stored in mind.
He didn't say that everything is stored in unconscious mind.
No, he is right. All language is also stored in mind.
네, 그 질문은 아까 말씀하실 때 많은 것들이 무의식 속에 저장이 된다고 이렇게 언급하셨는데 그러면 언어도 학습된 언어도 무의식에 저장이 되는지 이런 질문이었습니다.
When we notice how the baby learn language, the baby cannot say the sentence or even a word. When the baby is very young, the baby cannot say a word, but you know that the baby understand your talk. When you see the communication between a baby and a mom, the baby understand mom's word. That means that the language is acquired or learned unconsciously from the very early time of the baby. So I think that's right that the language is learned unconsciously. That's why when you go to a foreign country. You learn you pick up the language unconsciously, and then suddenly you can say that foreign language. Yeah, I think you are right. The language is learned unconsciously. But correcting the grammar or making up a very beautiful long sentence that need consciousness learning. But basically, the learning English, the learning language is unconscious.
So that being said, do you think mathematics is like perceived from mind, or is it or is perceived from senses, or is produced from mind? Mathematics. Sir, the question is, as you said, the child learns language but understands the sense of it. So, is mathematics production of brain, or is perceived from our senses?
Mathematics.
Yeah, mathematics. It is stored. It is come from information come from things, and it is produced by consciousness.
네, 수학의 경우는 그 수학을 배울 때는 뇌로 배우는 건지 아니면 우리 감각으로 배우는 건지에 관한 질문이었습니다.
I'm not a specialist on this kind of issue, but I think that mathematics is learned consciously. Definitely, mathematics is consciousness field. We cannot learn mathematics unconsciously. Yeah, that's my answer. Sorry, I'm not a specialist on this kind of issues.
Good evening, sir. My question is that, as you said, breathing is not important, focus is more important, then we can bypass this by dreaming. If we dream each and everything, then we can fix synapse, and asava also is possible.
Dreaming. Yeah,
Yeah.
dreaming is kind of cleaning up the information. But the asawa is kind of the special thing. Dream cleans up, removes trivial information. But the asawa is not a trivial information. Asawa is very strong and very important. So I don't think asawa can be removed just by dreaming, by sleeping. But only the active sati art can remove the asawa network.
Dreaming also can be a part of meditation or not?
No. Definitely no.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, sir. My question is, can we fully change our perception by Sati, meditation and practice?
So can we change our perception by
Yeah, by sati practice.
네, 사티 수행을 하면 우리의 그 사유를 교정할 수 있는지에 관한 질문이었습니다.
Of course, I think sati can trim up, shape up our thought, because sati is noticing our mind. So when something trivial thought occurs, we can stop it. We can limit our speaking. We can trim out our thought. So when Sati art is performed, the longer you practice Sati art, the better, the more beautiful mind your mind will be. Yeah.
My second question is, especially learning disability, dialect, dyslexia, and dysgraphia, and can we change? Can we categorize Sati and meditation and remove the special learning
Especially enable special special person
dyslexia,
dyslexia and this type of disease, not disease,
Dementia?
dyslexia, half mind, not fully developed mind person. It can
Dementia.
not fully developed person. Dyslexia half, they are not properly developed mind. Uh, okay, sure, sure.
Different like specific learning disability.
Disabled person.
Dyslexia, dysgraphia, and specific learning disability can be removed by the
Sati
Sati and meditation.
예, 질문은 그 장애가 있는 분, 특히 학습 장애가 있는 분들도 사티 수행을 통해서 그 장애를 고칠 수 있는가 하는 질문이었습니다.
It's a very important question. Defected mind, somebody who has a defected mind, can he or she can practice Sati arts and correct the mind? I think it is very difficult because of the defect mind. The defect mind cannot practice Sati art. For example, the bipolar mind, the depression mind, that the depression mind cannot practice Sati art. So the depressed person cannot correct their mind by themselves unless their mind are corrected by the psychiatrist in the psychiatric clinic. Once the symptom becomes weak, then the patient can practice Sati art. A defected mind, in other aspect, the same. If the defect is severe, they cannot practice Sati art. But if the practice is very light, then I think if you teach him or she, then they can practice Sati art and correct their mind. The question is how severe that defect is. Can you understand? When the defect is light, I think they can learn Sati art, but the defect is severe, they cannot learn Sati art. So Sati art is kind of preventative one, not curing one. So you should practice when you are healthy, when you are sick, especially when your mind is sick. I think it's very difficult to practice Sati art. The Sati art is a way of prevention, not curing. This is very important point. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for asking this kind of very important thing. The questions are very important. I thank those person who asked these kind of questions.
by reading so. And that's a big idea with us and delivering informative. So that's how I want to accept the society and also you mentioned that mind is abstract. And daily, at that point, daily, later on your lecture also mentioned that it can be visualized. It can be visualized. And you know that the first statement is absolutely correct. You know, that there are roles and there are responsible structures and it gives the mind. But in second case, what the entity and how it is possible that without existence of any physical structure that impulses that there can be the elements possibility this mind can generate neural circuits.
하울링이 하도 심해갖고 잘 들리지도 않고 그렇습니다.
뭐 말인지 내도 모르겠습니다. 그러니까 뭐 질문 하나만 더 받고
शॉर्ट में
마치시죠.
थोड़ा फिर से पूछिए फिर से
Doesn't make it simple.
So my question is that how mind generates neural circuits when there is no interface or when there is no physical structure that is responsible for generations or something that can give rise to the neural circuits again.
뉴럴 서킷이라는 말밖에 안 들리는데.
아마 제 생각에 그 제대로 이어가면서 어떻게 그 신경 회로망이 정감하는지에 대해서 뭐 질문인 것 같는데 저도 뭐 발음이 우찌되는지 잘 모르겠습니다.
그 요점만 혹시 힌디어로 하든지 약간 그렇게 해갖고 전달하면 좋겠는데요.
Maybe you can bring it. Speak slowly and clearly.
Next question.
इसमें ना
Let him answer first.
स्लो स्लो बोलो स्लो
Not so slow. Like
Sir, my question is that mic नहीं चल रही है. Sir, my question is that in your lecture you mentioned that my mind is an abstract concept. Okay, and lately you mentioned that it can be materialized. That means it has both the structures. It has both the it has dual nature, a physical and physical. And in first case, when you mentioned that it generates impulses and those impulses give rise to the mind, and in later case you mentioned that mind produces neural circuits. So I am confused here how mind can produce neural circuits when there is no physical.
Okay, I understand the question.
Okay, thank you.
How the mind produces new neural circuits? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's another good question. Think logically from step by step. When you produce a mind, where the mind come from? That's from the neural circuit.
Yeah.
And that neural circuit produced a mind. And that mind again produce a neural circuit. Not the same neural circuit that produced that mind. This is actually kind of difficult to understand. When you have a new thought, new mind, which you didn't have before, that mind is kind of formulation of new neural circuit in your brain. So you are formulating, making a new neural circuit to produce that mind. That's how that new neural circuits are produced. Actually, mind cannot produce neural circuit, but new neural circuit produce mind. That's all. Mind cannot produce a new neural circuit. But to understand, to make people understand easy, I explain like that. Thought, mind is produced from neural circuit. New thought is produced by new neural circuit. That's how you produce new neural circuit. That's I'm saying that the new mind produce new neural circuit. Actually, neural mind does not produce new neural circuit. Neural circuit produce mind. That's the end. To produce new neural circuit, you have to somehow formulate new neural circuit in your brain. That's how you produce new neural circuits. That's very deep neuroscience. Thank you for asking this. You understand?
Yeah, sir. Sir, got you,
Ah,
sir.
yeah.
One more
Okay, yeah.
question, sir. One more question. You एक ही क्वेश्चन है सर. Sir, only one question. सर, one question नहीं होगा फिर. एक ही क्वेश्चन है बस. Simple question है क्या सर?
Yeah, yes.
Sir, one more question, a very simple question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you mentioned mind muscles, but later on you didn't display any kind of mind muscle. I mean to ask that whether synapses act as mind muscles? As you mentioned,
Yes. Mind muscle is neural circuit. The Sati power is Sati networks power. So we say that in terms of muscle, because ordinary people do not understand the neural circuits well. They understand the muscle very well. So when you practice muscle exercise, then you see the muscle strengthening. So that way we can explain the ordinary person about the neural network. The neural network actually does not it, 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 become larger, but the synaptic connection is strengthened. You are right. Muscle, kind of mind muscle is the synapse. When you say mind muscle is strengthened, mostly it means strengthening of synapses. You are right.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah. You're very smart.
नहीं इससे क्लियर जाएगी.
Hello, Professor. There is one more question on the subject I want to trouble you with. It's less of a question, more of a clarification I'm asking for. You, in a passing mention, you made a mention of polluted mind, the expression which, being the vessel of morally bad thoughts, impacts your neural string. And Sati art, which we are practicing here, being cured to it, I fail to understand. In a Sati practice where we are focused only on breathing, bodily movement, and rhythm, how does this magically clears this?
Yeah, I understand your question.
Could you hear me?
We pay attention only to breathing or walking, or how that paying attention to breathing or walking it removes the pollution network. Yeah, it's very important. There are where is that? There are three kind of functional network in our brain. One is the central executive network. That network functions like active perceiving, knowing, smelling, thinking. Those kind of active thought are controlled by central executive network. Another network we call default mode network. That default mode network functions when the central executive network doesn't work. For example, when we are drowsing, when we are sleepy, but awake. In those situations, the central executive network stops. Instead, default mode network works. And there is another neural network that switches from central to default, from default to central executive network. So basically, our brain has three functional networks: central executive network, which works to the outside stimulation or active thinking. And the second one is mind wandering. And the third one is a switch. The polluted mind, asawa, is entangled in the default mode network. When our mind is wandering, we are activating the asawa network. But when we pay attention to our breath or walking, we do not activate that default mode network, the wandering mind. So because we do not activate that wandering mind, the asawa, which reside in the wandering mind, is not activated. When neural circuits are not activated, the neural circuits weakens. That's how the Sati art weaken the asawa mind. And eventually, if we practice Sati art long time, then the asawa mind weakens, and then eventually it eliminated. That's very, very important point. Thank you for asking.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I don't have more knowledge to answer.
Good evening, sir.
Another question? Yeah.
So this is the last one. This is the last one.
Okay, good.
Sir, as we are aware, according to psychology, it says for a student, the span of attention is around 35 to 45 minutes. Okay, sir? And here I am performing Sati for 5 hours. Sir, I am facing a lot of difficulties in my routine, in my physical strength, in my mental strength. Sir, actually, I am very stressed out. Sir, I am performing Sati to know more about Sati, but here I am here I am getting stressed a lot. Sir, tell me something where I can take break between 5 hours to improve my stability of mind. Sir, because my mind getting stressed every moment I do Sati practicing. Sir, it is not a right way for me to develop a good chit. Sir, as Buddhist said, if chit good, then you are good. If chit bad, then as you know, sir, the second word. Thank you.
This belongs to Sati art. I don't think I have a privilege to answer this question. You should ask Buddha Parapante about this. This is checking your Sati practice. The checking Sati practice should be checked by your teacher, Sati art teacher, who is now there, Buddha Parapante. 수행 점검은 선지식한테 배워야, 점검을 받아야 된다. 그 선지식은 아무나 하는 게 아니라, 도에 드신 분이 하셔야 된다. 부타바라반테한테 배워야 된다. 점검을 받아야 된다. 그렇게 대답을 했습니다.
And last question. My. One last question I want to ask.
Okay.
Sorry, due to my curious mind, I want to ask one question, one simple question. If one person with a zero knowledge and zero hope and with zero knowledge and zero hope, and what Sati art benefit for him?
When somebody has no hope,
No knowledge
or
also.
no knowledge about Sati.
No, no knowledge about anything. Like he is not educated and not skilled.
Okay. We don't need a very high quality of knowledge to practice Sati. We don't need the integral mathematics. Yeah, we don't need very complex knowledge. We, s- we need only a simple knowledge to practice Sati. So there are nobody who have no knowledge. They have everybody has some basic knowledge, so I think everybody can practice Sati art unless the mind is damaged. The normal mind can practice Sati art. I think that's what I think, and I think I am correct.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. 제가 공부를 하지 못하는 아주 바보 같은 사람들도 사티 아트를 할 수 있느냐고 질문하길래 그렇게 마음이 손상받은 마음이 아닌 한 사티 아트는 할 수가 있다. 그렇게 대답을 했습니다.
애썼습니다.
예, 선생님 고맙습니다. Thank you. Thank you for guide the listening. Bye bye.
Now Korea, so midnight, 12:49.
After midnight, almost the 1 o'clock.
예, 고맙습니다. Thank
예,
you.
고맙습니다.
Thank you so much.
예.
예. 자, 마치겠습니다.
예, 수고하셨습니다.
예. 자, 저 강의해준 교수님한테 감사하다.
Please give him big round of applause to the professor.